In this video, you are going to see some of the worst photos I have ever shown people. In this video, we are going to talk about failure. Because the thing is that even pretty seasoned photographers like me do fail a lot. The thing is though that we're so good at editing ourselves that we pretty much never show our failures. And today I want to change that. I want to show you a bad photo walk. I want to show you some bad photos, just to let you know that it happens to me as well. I was in a good mood. I was eager to go out today. I went to Ågesta Nature Reserve, close to where I live, because it's a beautiful place and usually I find something to photograph. And I really enjoy the challenge of finding something beautiful, something that looks extraordinary in a photo, even though it's a very ordinary, boring, everyday, common thing. I take pride in managing to take nice photos of ordinary, boring things. My plan originally for this video was to explain that even for a seasoned photographer like me, it can be a struggle in the first 30 or 40 minutes of a photo walk. Usually I have to spend around 40 minutes photographing before I take my first photo that I'm like really happy with, and then everything turns around, everything changes, and I get into the zone and I get super motivated to carry on, and I get more and more good photos. And pretty much every photo walk I have this turning point after around 30 to 40 minutes where I kind of get into the zone. The ironic thing though is, of course, that it didn't happen today. 40 minutes passed, 50 minutes passed, 1 hour passed, and I did not get any photos I was happy with. I did not get into the zone. I just got colder and colder and felt like giving up. And in the end, I gave up. I concluded that this photo walk was a failure. And this is, of course, not the first time this happens to me. Now and then I have a failed photo walk, and what I typically do then is I simply just delete the photos, I delete the footage, and I do not make a YouTube video about it. Because in the YouTube videos I make, I want to show you beautiful photos that I am proud of. I want to explain my tips and tricks to get those photos. Most people simply do not want to show other people their failures. But the dangerous thing about thinking like this is that to a beginner, it can look like a pro is much better than he or she really is. Because the thing is that even professional photographers fail a lot. Even professional photographers have a lot of bad days, have a lot of bad photos. We're just so good at editing ourselves and our photos that it doesn't look that way. Over the years, I've become better and better at finding ordinary things to photograph, even when it's a boring winter day like today. But still, I fail sometimes. I failed today. I did not find anything that I could make nice photos from. But that's fine. That's part of life. And I think that even a failed photo walk like today is not really a failure, because the negative energy that I got today, the frustration and the anger of not catching anything good, very often converts into positive energy for the next photo walk. All that anger and frustration converts into a determination to make the next photo walk better, to plan it in a better way so that I have a better chance of succeeding. And very often I think that the reason for the photo walk failing is not only that the circumstances were bad, that I couldn't find anything beautiful to photograph. Very often I think the reason for failure is actually in my head. Maybe I, for whatever reason, am distracted. Maybe I am, for whatever reason, not really inspired that day. In my experience, inspiration and motivation to do photography comes and goes in waves. That is at least how it is for me. And sometimes you just have to accept that you are in the lower end of a wave. You are in the ebb and you need to wait for the flow. And when that motivation strikes, when you feel like today I really want to go out to shoot photos, then take advantage of that. Make sure to be ready when your motivation hits and try to really harness it when it strikes you. I would say that for me right now, around 10% of my photo walks are what I consider failures. I don't enjoy it and I don't get any good photos. But when I was a beginner, I had a much larger failure ratio than maybe 20-30% of my photo walks felt like failures. How does it feel to you? How big percentage of your photo walks are failures? And what do you think about that? Please let me know in the comments and do subscribe to catch my next video.